to share this presentation with you all tonight about the healing oils of the Bible. I've been wanting to do this for a while, so thank you for joining me and giving me the privilege of presenting this. So just a little bit about me. I am a wife, a mom. I'm a professional counselor by trade. I have my master's in marriage and family counseling. And most recently, I am a doTERRA wellness advocate, which has become a kind of changed the trajectory of my life quite a bit, and it has been something that I am so thankful for. So in our home, just a little bit, we believe in natural medicine first and modern medicine second. What I'll be sharing about tonight is a lot of my own information that I have found in my own personal research. I'm not a doctor, so just want to share a little bit about that and just give you a little disclaimer about that to begin with. So tonight we're going to be talking about the healing oils of the Bible. When most people think about the oils of the Bible, the two that come to mind are frankincense and myrrh, which we're going to talk about tonight, especially in light of the Christmas season. So in the first chapter of Genesis, it's written that God placed mankind in the Garden of Eden. God knew from the very beginning that this perfect environment would be the key source for man's healing and health. Daily applications of essential oils in biblical times were extensive indeed. And the 36 of the 39 books of the Old Testament and 10 of the 27 books of the New Testament mention essential oils or the plants that produce them. So these medicines, or these were the medicines provided by God for his people. The early Christians held the aromatic oils in very, very high esteem. Paul chose to compare devout Christians as sweet savors, fragrances, aromas, spreading the gospel among the perishing. In Ephesians 5:2, he admonishes his fellow Christians to be imitators of Christ, who gave himself up for us as a fragrant offering and sacrifice to God. So God provided these plants and oils to heal our bodies, minds, and our spirits. They were the original source of healing, and that connection is still available to us today. And my goal tonight, is to explore and learn what tools God made available to us to help keep us healthy, both physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Okay. So this talking about the different oils of the Bible. There's so many mentioned. They were mentioned for healing, for cleansing. A lot were mentioned for holy anointing, and they're mentioned more than 500 times in the Bible. Like I said, most of the oils that come to mind as far as biblical references when we think of that are frankincense and myrrh, but there were so many more. So we're going to talk a little bit about all these oils, about why Jesus was brought frankincense and myrrh, and what they were used for 2,000 years ago, and how we can still use those oils today. Modern science has been finding some of them to be as effective as antibiotics today and to promote overall health, longevity, and vitality. So we're going to explore these to go back in time and learn how to use these precious oils that are still so important to us today. Some interesting things to ponder. Fragrances of essential oils were in the Garden of Eden. You can look up Genesis 1:11 and 13 and see that reference there. I thought this was so fascinating. The biblical meaning of anoint is the Hebrew word, and I may not say this correctly, but massage, which also kind of sounds like massage, and means to rub or massage, which is very similar to the English word of massage, which is one of the primary ways to utilize the essential oils is through massage and topical application. The original healers in biblical times were the priests, who often did their healings in the temples through aromatic use, topical use, and different other ways of utilizing the oils. Just a little bit more on the disclaimer here before we jump into more of the oils. Not a doctor, only Dr. Mom. Although I always add, you can call me Dr. Quinn because that is my ultimate goal in life. I'm not trying to diagnose, treat, or cure any ailments or concerns, I'll leave that up to you. And what I will be sharing with you today is based on my opinions and research, and mostly my experiences, undoubted experiences. And what I feel that you will find some amazing answers for yourself and your family, and really anyone you know in the time we are together. I'm no way attempting to diagnose, treat, or cure disease. I'll leave that up to you. And like I said before, we believe in natural medicine first. That's our first line of defense, and then modern medicine second. So let's cover a little bit about what essential oils are, the basics of them. They are natural aromatic compounds found in the seeds, bark, stems, roots, flowers, and other parts of the plant. So nature's medicine. Now, some call this alternative medicine. And while that will work, I would invite you for a moment to think of this idea, especially in light of what we're talking about, as original medicine. So long before laboratories came along, families relied solely on the earth to provide for their needs. So let's talk about some of the benefits of plant medicine. If you look right here on the screen, to the left, you'll see that really pretty green plant. That is a peppermint plant. And then if you look to the right, you'll see a strange-looking image that is purple with spikes, and that is actually a very close-up view of the peppermint leaf. And those white round sacs are actually oil sacs containing the essential oil of peppermint. The beautiful thing about nature's medicine is that it is able to get to the root of the problem. So we aren't just masking symptoms here. We are actually able to help heal ourselves. One of the tools we have utilized to turn around our family's health is essential oils. And when I start teaching people about the ways they can use essential oils, they're surprised because they had only ever used them for cleaning or for aromatherapy. And I want to share with you the best way to utilize these tools because in a lot of ways they really are underutilized. So one neat side note here is that this close-up and these sacs, the oils are safe and a lot more affordable than going to the doctor and paying for prescriptions. So they're really like pennies per dose when we talk about the usage of these essential oils. Some people wonder why they would go through the expense of purchasing oils when they can just use herbs. I get asked this question quite a bit. And one thing that they don't understand, and I didn't really fully understand in the beginning, is that oils are much more potent than herbs. So when oils are processed correctly, it concentrates the benefits of the plant. So only a tiny bit of essential oil is needed when they're being used. If you have completely pure essential oils, they can be as much as 70 times more concentrated when compared to herbs. So in addition to that, you don't have to spend the countless hours making tinctures, teas, and salves because with herbs, they're not really ready to use. With essential oils, it's ready to use right out of the bottle. But with herbs, you have to prepare them, mostly using a tea or whatnot, before you can utilize them. So in our home, there's always a place for herbs. What we've found is that we just haven't needed them now that we have the best quality essential oils available. Okay, so oils in the Bible versus today's oils. So true essential oils weren't used in biblical times. The process of steam distillation was at least 8 centuries away from refinement and popular use during biblical times. Healing oils of the biblical age were infused oils. So these were made largely from plant matter in olive oil, palm oil, tallow, or animal fat. So they were infused oils, not distilled oils. These infusions are still manufactured in the traditional manner by herbalists and aromatherapists, and they have a very valid use in phytotherapy, although infused oils do not possess the potency of steam distilled essential oils. So healing oils of the biblical age were infused oils made largely from softening, mashing, pressing, crushing, grinding, or soaking plant matter in the olive oil, palm oil, or fat. To infuse something simply means to transfer the scent, flavor, and healing or therapeutic properties of one object to another. In medical science, we see a variety of infusion processes, including medicine given through an IV, blood transfusion, intramuscular injections, epidurals, or even skin or bone grafts. We also see infused products all over our grocery store shelves with flavored cooking oils, vinegars, herbal teas, coffees, and all those yummy flavored chocolate bars. So it's important for us to understand that the infused oils used in biblical times were very different and less concentrated than the essential oils that we use today and that we're talking about right now. So with that being said, the Bible does provide many examples. Even when they're less potent, the infused oils were used for amazing purposes and in some ways similar purposes that they are used for today. So essential oils have been used for thousands of years for medicinal purposes. Each oil has a multitude of chemical constituents that provide medicinal value. So typically 5 to 8 different things that one oil can do to help in healing. So this is just a list of some of the therapeutic qualities essential oils hold. And you'll find that there's a lot of anti-properties on here: antibacterial, antifungal, antimicrobial, antiseptic, antibiotic, anti-inflammatory, a lot of good things that we're looking for to take care of our health and the health of our family and clean our homes. So that's just some of them. Most of the oils have an abundance of these properties in one specific oil. So you can use one oil for a variety of different concerns. So let's talk quickly about some ways to use essential oils. The first is aromatic. Our sense of smell is 10,000 times more sensitive than our other senses. Because of this, it provides immediate communication to our brain, which helps affect our mood very, very quickly. Diffusing essential oils also kills mold and mildew and can be a great tool for supporting our airways. So some of my favorite ways for aromatic use would be to use a diffuser or to put a drop of essential oil in your hand, rub your hands together, and then cup your mouth and nose and breathe deeply. That really gets a good sense of the essential oil for a good application. You can also smell directly from the bottle, but I find cupping your mouth and your nose with your hands provides a deeper penetration of the essential oils. So the next is topical, and topical application is a great way to utilize essential oils. It's probably the way that we utilize them the most. And it's a great way to address stomach aches, muscles, joint pain, headaches, and so forth and so forth. Essential oils are very effective for pain relief and reducing inflammation. And I also love the opportunity to bond with my kid. He'll point to some bottles or ask for some oils. He calls them his eels. When I lay him down, and he'll put his feet up in the air, and I just really like being able to bond with him that way, rubbing the oils on the bottoms of his feet or on the back of his neck or down his back. And he'll even do that to me, which was so cute. But one day I wasn't feeling well, and he asked me if I needed some oil, so we put them on the back of my neck and the bottoms of my feet. So it's a very powerful bonding experience as well. You will want to dilute the oils. We'll talk about that in a bit, about skin sensitivity and whatnot in a couple slides. And the next application would be internal. And this is specific to pure therapeutic grade essential oils. You can ingest them internally in a gel cap, drop them directly in your mouth, under your tongue, or put them in your water. And taking the oils internally are a great way to help with mouth sores or a sore throat. And they can also help to relieve digestive discomfort through internal use as well. So this is probably the question that I get asked the most. Are all essential oils the same? The simple answer is no, they are not. The process of getting pure essential oils is a long one and consists of a lot of different factors. The plants have to be grown where that plant is located indigenously. And during the growing process, it is important that they aren't sprayed or treated with chemicals. Once they are ready to be harvested, they have to be cut at the precise time of day to ensure that all the constituents are present. They have to be processed in a manner that is best suited for that individual plant with the right temperature and the right amount of pressure. So it's very specific to each plant, the whole process. And once the oil has been extracted from the plant, they need to be tested to ensure that there are no foreign contaminants and that they do not, in fact, contain all the constituents that are necessary for us to be able to utilize them. Once they pass the tests, then they need to be bottled with care, which means that no fillers are added. Unfortunately, there are a lot of companies that cut corners in one or more of these areas, which gives them a lower price point, but gives the consumer an inferior product. And I want the best for my family, which I'm sure you do too. So that's why we're looking for alternatives. So let's make sure that we have the best alternative available. Okay, so let's talk about the different grades of oils. Many companies produce or use essential oils, but not all essential oil products are equal. In fact, some could actually be very toxic and harmful to your body. So these are the different grades, and it's important to be aware of the distinctions. If you look at that big dark circle, the black circle, that's the lowest grade of essential oil and also the largest. And this would be synthetic. And these are oils produced in labs that have copied the component of the essential oil but are made synthetically. And these oils are very low quality and are often used in lotions and perfumes and stuff like that. The next grade is the green circle for food grade, and these would be used to flavor foods like lemon in your salad dressing, cinnamon in chewing gum, or peppermint in your toothpaste, things like that, where the flavor is there, but there's no therapeutic benefit to it. The next grade, the purple circle, which is intended for health benefit, is therapeutic grade, and this grade has held the standard in the essential oil industry for the last 30 years. And these are the oils that are found in health food stores and used in the health industry. But there's no overarching governing body of essential oils, like the FDA doesn't regulate it, beyond a minimum standard of 1 to 3% purity in a bottle of pure essential oil. So the rest of that could be fillers, additives, you name it. So there's a standard that goes above and beyond that. And the therapeutic grade oils have served well for a while, but now, thanks to doTERRA, things are even better. So we're going to shrink that even further and look at that little tiny yellow dot right in the middle, which is doTERRA's Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade Essential Oil. doTERRA has established this new standard in essential oils, and they have set this standard by demanding the highest quality in all aspects of growing, processing, and distributing essential oils. doTERRA is committed to obtaining oils from the original source. So they buy oils from growers that they select to train and monitor from all over the world. So for example, our lavender comes from the north of France, and frankincense, which we'll talk about more in depth, comes directly from the Middle East. So after the oils are obtained, they are processed in a manner best suited to that plant. And then they undergo third-party testing in multiple independent labs to certify each batch of oil is pure. Okay, so one of the things that I love most about pure therapeutic grade essential oils is this. I know for me that I've gone to the doctor for either for me personally or for my son, and I get the explanation of, it's a virus, go home, wait it out, which is frustrating as a mom because you feel like you can't do anything about it until now. So they're right. The doctor is right. There's nothing they can do about it because while bacteria is found on the outside of the cell walls, the viruses can cross into our cells. Regular antibiotics cannot penetrate the cell wall, so they only work on bacterial infections, not viruses. Essential oils, because of their chemical makeup, can penetrate the cell wall safely and are therefore effective against both bacteria and viruses. So here's the safety information that I was kind of alluding to about topical application. So while essential oils are safe, there is some education that users should know. You never want to put them directly in your eyes, nose, or ears. They can go around these places, but never in. And when using a hot oil, such as oregano or cinnamon, you want to use a carrier oil to dilute, not water. Water will push the oils deeper into your tissues, into your skin, and make any sensitive or skin reaction even stronger. So we like to use fractionated coconut oil or regular coconut oil as a carrier oil. it doesn't have a scent, and coconut oil has its own host of therapeutic benefits. So that's why we really like that oil. And just follow the label directions on the bottles. On the bottom of the screen, you'll see 6 different little icons. We talked about the ones on the left, the different application methods, aromatic, topical, or internal. But I want to draw your attention to the ones on the right, the N, the S, and the D. These icons are used to indicate how to apply the oils. The oils that display the N are safe to use without dilution, so you can use them neat with no dilution. However, I do recommend diluting. When in doubt, dilute. It's not going to be negative for you with any health benefits if you dilute the oil. S means that you need to dilute based on the person you're applying them to. So young children or people with sensitive skin or not in otherwise optimal health, you would want to dilute for. And the D means that you always need to be diluting these oils. So this is for hot oils such as oregano and cinnamon. And I'm going to be sending out an email to everybody who's attending with some information on this and a chart that tells you all the Doterra's oils and which oils you need to dilute and which oils are, can cause skin sensitivity for young ones or for people with skin sensitive issues. Okay, so with these oils, with these pure therapeutic grade essential oils, you can be sure that there are no synthetics, impurities, or chemicals. If a batch does not meet this high standard, it doesn't make its way into the bottle. So they are pure, safe, and potent. And I love that I can just trust each bottle is safe for me and my family. And I know that what's going into these bottles has taken a lot of love and a lot of care to make these oils pure, safe, and potent. All right, so now for the really fun part. Talking about probably the most 2 well-known oils in the Bible, frankincense and myrrh. And I think it's appropriate to start with these since the Christmas season is in full swing, only like 4 days away. And how I approach each oil is to tell you first how the oil was used in biblical times and then how we can continue to use it and benefit from these oils in modern times. So really quick off the bat, Jesus was brought more than just frankincense and gold, or frankincense and myrrh. He was also brought gold. And gold was to signify his kingship. Frankincense was to signify divinity, that he was God. And myrrh was to signify man. We'll expound on each of these, except for gold, as we go through these slides. So the gift of frankincense. Frankincense was valued more than gold during the ancient times. Like I said before, it symbolizes divinity, and it was one of the 3 gifts brought to Jesus. I didn't know much about frankincense before I started researching and using essential oils, except that it was given to baby Jesus. So if it was given to baby Jesus, then it must have been pretty awesome, which it was. And it's kind of hard to really fully explain how awesome frankincense is. It pretty much does everything. So frankincense was used to anoint newborn sons of kings and priests, which would help explain why it was brought to baby Jesus by the Magi. It wasn't only valued throughout the Middle East, but it was valued in Rome and India, and it was very expensive. It has a wonderful fragrance and used for a variety of purposes, such as incense, medical treatment, perfume, and worship. You can find these references in the Bible to how this oil was utilized more than just being brought to baby Jesus. It was also a holy anointing oil, kind of a cure oil. It was used to assist one in transition of death and used in embalming and perfuming. So frankincense has anti-cancer properties and antimicrobial properties. It supports a healthy immune response. It's also very calming and elevating to the mind. So it's very helpful in overcoming things like stress and depression. It promotes skin healing for cuts, wounds, scar tissue, helps with wrinkles. It's great, great, great for your skin. It has anti-inflammatory properties, so whether it be a specific inflammatory response or a whole systemic inflammatory response, frankincense is great for that. It's a natural painkiller, and today frankincense is steam distilled from the resin of the boswellia tree. It's a generational tree that takes 40 years to produce its first resin. So deadwood is used in the steam distillation process, and complete distillation takes over 36 hours. So again, this oil was renowned as one of the most prized and precious essential oils. It has extraordinary internal and external health benefits. So in addition to all these New Testament references, the Babylonians and Assyrians would burn frankincense in religious ceremonies, and the ancient Egyptians used frankincense resin for everything from perfume to salves for skin ailments. So for centuries, this old knowledge contributes to the modern uses of frankincense today. Its soothing, beautifying properties are used to rejuvenate skin and reduce the appearance of scars and stretch marks. It's kind of regarded as the king of all essential oils, and it's known to promote cellular health and immunity, and can be consumed daily for these internal benefits. It also helps promote a healthy inflammatory response and acts as an overall tonic to the body's system, helping them function optimally. And when inhaled or diffused, frankincense induces feelings of peace, relaxation, satisfaction, and overall wellness. And I just want to share a little bit more about frankincense with you, about how we source our frankincense. This is a letter from one of our executives. Her name is Emily Wright. She's the vice president at doTERRA. And I just want to read you a little bit about what she said in regards to frankincense. So prior to 2014, doTERRA touted having exclusivity from a particular producer of frankincense sourced from Oman. At that point in time, we partnered with a collector of frankincense who worked with a master distiller. He claimed the frankincense he offered was sourced from Oman, but we wanted to know for certain. The historical frankincense profiles on record at that time, when doTERRA was birthed, made it difficult to clearly identify the exact species of frankincense, because the properties of Boswellia ferreria, Cartii, and Sacra all have similar components. There has never been defined clarity in this regard until recently, thanks to the work of Dr. Robert Pappas. So because doTERRA is committed to working directly with our growers and distillers, we began researching to know where frankincense is grown and who is harvesting it. There are many claims, but in order to know for ourselves, it required a trip to Somalia against all travel warnings. And what they discovered while they were there offered great opportunity to not only work directly with the harvesters of the precious frankincense, but to also empower the people of an economically suppressed country. We learned quickly that the majority of the world's frankincense, particularly Boswellia ferriana and Cartii, is grown in Somalia. Oman produces a much lesser quantity of Boswellia sacra, but very little Ferraria and Cartii. For thousands of years, ferriana, and Cartii tares have been transported by ship to Oman, but grown and harvested in Somalia. Through careful analysis, we have identified that all three frankincense species are found in our oil, with Cartii being the main component and Sacra present in very minimal amounts. This likely occurs during the tare grading process. The grade selection is imperative when it comes to the quality. We source grade 1 resin tares. It is the therapeutic chemical profile that makes doTERRA's frankincense superior to any other frankincense in the marketplace, which has much to do with the grading process. Using lower grade tares that contain dust and debris would result in a lower quality oil that would offer less than optimal health benefits, and only the best for doTERRA. While she and Dave were in Somalia, they were blessed to meet with key government officials, particularly the Minister of Import and Export. We also met with tribal chiefs who represent the people from areas where the frankincense trees grow. Our goal was to return home with a contract that would permit us to not only ensure the supply chain of one of our most precious oils, but to also offer a better life for the harvesters of frankincense. Our hearts were filled with gratitude as our commitment to these beautiful people was accepted and an agreement was formed. doTERRA is now working direct with frankincense harvesters in Somalia, and no longer do we have to work through a third party. This year we paid the harvesters almost 5 times the highest price they have ever been compensated for their intense labor. I received an email last week from one of the tribal chiefs we met with. He said their country has been blessed since our visit and his people received more money for their labor this year than they have made in their lifetime. My heart soared. We began building a school for the children of harvesters in Somalia this month. They live in a very rural area. The school will have flushing toilets and running water and even teach English. Completion is scheduled for spring of 2015. This is the first of many projects we will do for the Somalian people who provide us with such a vital essential oil. I can't imagine my life without frankincense. I can't either. So as you can see, knowledge brings power. The knowledge of the true source of frankincense has allowed us at doTERRA to empower many lives. Those who benefit from the sacred oil of the ancients, as well as those who harvest and protect these majestic trees. And I just love the good, all the good that doTERRA is creating all over the world. So that's a little bit more about our frankincense and how vital and fabulous it is. All right, next we're going to talk about myrrh. And myrrh is first mentioned in the Bible in Genesis, where Joseph is sold into slavery in Egypt, and he sends his sons to Egypt asking for food, and he tells them to take along some myrrh as a gift for the man in charge. So myrrh is mentioned other places just then, being given to baby Jesus. It has an extremely valuable commodity. It was extremely valuable during biblical times and was imported from India and Arabia. Liquid myrrh was used in the making of holy anointing oil in the tabernacle for the priests. And one of the most ancient uses was using myrrh for pregnant mothers. They anointed themselves for protection against infectious disease. And then after childbirth, they would put myrrh on their stretch marks and the umbilical cords of the newborns to protect them from infection, and also symbolizes to cut off generational curses. So this was for the gift of man. Not only was myrrh used in embalming and death, but also as far as birth goes. So it could be utilized for all aspects of Jesus' manhood. Today we know that myrrh has anti-infectious properties, antiviral properties, provides hormone support, has anti-inflammatory properties, and is very soothing to the skin. And it also provides support to the thyroid and the immune system. Myrrh is also steam distilled from the gum and resin of the myrrh tree and has one of the highest levels of sesquiterpenes, a class of compounds that can actually cross the blood-brain barrier and have an effect on our brain and central nervous system. And frankincense has these sesquiterpenes too. So these ancient records show that myrrh was deemed so valuable that at times it was valued at its weight in gold. Myrrh essential oil is derived from the gummy resin of the small thorny myrrh tree and has been used for centuries for its internal and external health benefits. It's referenced in the Bible as the balm of Gilead, and myrrh has been used throughout history as a perfume, incense, and medicine. And it was also employed in embalming and religious ceremonies. It has powerful cleansing properties, especially for the mouth and the throat. It is also soothing to the skin, promoting a smooth, youthful complexion, and promotes emotional balance and well-being. Sandalwood. Okay, so the aloes in the Bible shouldn't be confused with the present-day well-known plant aloe vera. Even though it has its own healing properties, many botanists believe the aloe referred to in the Bible was actually in the sandalwood family. So this 4,000-year-old history includes the carved wood as well as the distillation for its sweet, woody, and fruity scented oil. The great quantity of myrrh and aloes used in preparing Christ's body for burial was indicative of this respect. Okay, so sandalwood is also high in these sesquiterpenes that have been researched in Europe for their ability to stimulate the pineal gland and the limbic region of the brain. So the pineal gland is responsible for releasing melatonin, a powerful antioxidant that enhances deep sleep. So sandalwood is similar to frankincense oil in its support of nerves and circulation. Sandalwood is also really good for emotional balance and support. Its calming and sedative properties allow it to do that. And in addition, sandalwood was traditionally used as an incense to harmonize the mind and enhance meditation. The anti-inflammatory properties of sandalwood are especially good for nervous system and muscular system, and also has astringent and tonic properties as well as aphrodisiac properties. Sandalwood is steam distilled from the wood of the tree, and it takes the tree 40 to 60 years to mature and be ready for harvest. Sandalwood is a name given to a class of fragrant woods that, unlike other aromatic woods, can retain their fragrance for decades. Both the wood and oil have been highly valued for centuries, and sandalwood has a documented history of many of these applications. It was traditionally used as an incense in religious ceremonies or for enhancing meditation, and the Egyptians used sandalwood for embalming. Sandalwood is very beneficial to the skin. It can help reduce the appearance of scars and blemishes, and it promotes a healthy, smooth complexion. It has a sweet, woody aroma that can enhance mood and is frequently used in meditation and yoga for its grounding effects. Okay, next is cassia, which is similar to cinnamon, but has its own set of properties. So if you see that picture down there on the left, it kind of looks like what you would think of cinnamon sticks. So two of the oldest known spices in the world are cinnamon and cassia. It was an ingredient in the holy anointing oil and the incense that was burned daily in the temple. So while it's a close relative to cinnamon, it has its own strong spicy aroma that can be used in small quantities to transform any essential oil blend. It's one of the few essential oils mentioned in the Old Testament, noted for its unmistakable fragrance and calming properties. Cassia is a warming oil that helps promote circulation while maintaining healthy immune function. So while it's similar to cinnamon, again, cassia is chemically and physically quite different. It's antibacterial, antiviral, and antifungal. Traditional uses include boosting the immune system, and the British have used this oil specifically for a whole bunch of different concerns, digestive concerns. Chinese use it for vascular disorders, and it's one of the most antiseptic of all the essential oils. And it should be diluted with coconut oil and applied to the skin, and can be very strong when inhaled directly. So when diluted, cassia can help soothe sore, achy joints, and cassia can be used in cooking either as a replacement for cinnamon in pies and breads or by itself in a myriad of entrees and desserts. Okay, so cinnamon comes from the inner bark layers of a tropical evergreen tree that is predominantly found in Sri Lanka. In the United States, most of what we know as cinnamon comes from the bark of the cassia tree and is not as sweet as real cinnamon. So ancient uses of this oil are holy anointing and perfume. Has been applied to several tropical diseases, typhoid. It can also help regulate blood sugar. So this evergreen tree that grows up to 45 feet high has a highly fragrant bark, leaves, and flowers. Extracted from bark, cinnamon oil contains strong cleansing and immune-enhancing properties. Due to its high content of cinnamaldehyde, cinnamon should be diluted with coconut oil when applied to the skin, and only 1 or 2 drops are needed for internal benefits. Cinnamon is very purifying to the circulatory system, and it helps promote circulation, both internally and when applied to the skin, helping to ease sore muscles and joints. Cinnamon helps maintain a healthy immune system, especially when seasonal threats are high. When diffused, cinnamon promotes clear breathing while purifying the air. and it's frequently used in mouth rinses and gums for its oral health benefits. And cinnamon has a long history of culinary uses, adding spice to desserts, entrees, and hot drinks. It's very antimicrobial and cleansing, which is why it's also in our On Guard blend. Okay, cypress. The oil of cypress has been used since ancient times for purification and as an incense. And the cypress tree is renowned for its durability. The sturdy cypress doors of St. Peter's in Rome, for example, show no signs of decay, even after 1,200 years. Some Bible scholars even believe that cypress may have been the gopher wood that was used to build Noah's Ark. So it is a very strong, strong wood. Cypress improves circulation and supports the nerves and intestines. It's anti-infectious, antibacterial, antimicrobial, strengthens blood of capillaries. It's supportive particularly to the cardiovascular system, especially muscles and bones. And historically, it's been used for its benefits on the urinary system and the liver. It's kind of like helps with the flow of things. It's the oil of motion and flow. So it's derived from the branches of this tall evergreen tree. Has a fresh, clean aroma that's energizing and refreshing. It's frequently used in spas and by massage therapists for its ability to soothe tight, tense muscles and promote circulation. It can be diffused or inhaled directly to assist with clear breathing and healthy respiratory function. And it can be used as a throat gargle for the same effects, the same benefits, which should not be swallowed or taken internally. Cypress contains monoterpenes, making it beneficial for oils, for skin conditions, and to stimulate a localized blood flow. So it can be used for veins, varicose veins, and those sorts of things. It has a grounding yet stimulating effect on emotions, making it a popular oil to diffuse during times of transition or loss. Okay, next is cedarwood. Cedarwood is closely related to the cedars of Lebanon, and it also has a high level of the sesquiterpenes. It was used as incense to enhance prayer and meditation and improve mental clarity. You can use it to clean and disinfect the skin from wounds, protect from infection, and interestingly enough, the Egyptians used to rub it on their scalp to help prevent hair loss. So even in ancient times, people were concerned with losing their hair. Its properties include antifungal, anti-infectious, antiseptic, especially for the urinary and pulmonary systems, astringent, and it's also a great insect repellent for you and your dogs. It's great for that as well, some of your animals. Historical uses, it was used for its strong antiseptic, diuretic, and calming properties, and again for insect repellents. So it's known for its rich hue and warm woody scent, and while it provides numerous health benefits, it does date back to biblical times. It's native to cold climates, thriving in high altitudes and growing up to 100 feet tall. And cedarwood essential oil has a grounding aroma that evokes feelings of wellness and vitality. So other uses are to help with acne, anxiety, arthritis, congestion, cough, dandruff, inflammation, psoriasis. It can also be used in purification. So that's just a highlight of the oils of the Bible. If you want to know more, here's a few great reference books for you. The Modern Essentials book is pretty much my go-to book to learn about essential oils. It talks about common uses, the different properties, and also has a reference guide where you can look up conditions and see which oils to use for those specific concerns. Most of the information from tonight came from this book. Next to that, The Healing Oils of the Bible. There's another book that I really like, The Emotions of Essential Oils, to talk about how the oils can be helpful with emotional concerns. And then Essential Oils for Pregnancy, Birth, and Babies, which is a great resource to have for anyone in that stage. So we talked about just a few of the historical uses and how these oils can still benefit our health today. Over the years, the power of essential oils has become more well known, and there are so many more options. And by continuing to learn about all the essential oils we offer and how they can benefit you and your family, you can become an empowered healer in your own home. So what's the best way to purchase some of these oils that we've talked about tonight? You can purchase them retail, and you can also purchase them at the wholesale cost, which is really how I encourage people to purchase the oils, because it will give you the most bang for your buck. This is what's included in a wholesale membership. A wholesale membership is $35 to start off with, kind of like a Costco membership, similar to that. For doTERRA, it's $35, and then you would get 25% off of all retail prices. You'd be eligible for special members only promotions. You can manage your account totally online and all your orders. There's no minimums on any requirements for ordering, or if you wanted to participate in the business opportunity that doTERRA offers. And if you find that you're ordering regularly, doTERRA has a loyalty rewards program. It's free to participate, and it's kind of like a frequent flyer program where it gives you points back on the products that you're purchasing already so that you can get more products for free. I love this program. I utilize it each and every month, and it has given me so much back in free product. So doTERRA has also put together some enrollment kits. If you enroll in a wholesale membership with a kit, that $35 fee is waived. And the products are discounted even lower than the wholesale price. So this is really a great foundation to start with. You'll see three of our most popular kits: the Family Wellness Kit, the Family Physicians Kit, and the Home Essentials Kit. And the Home Essentials Kit was what I started with last December. I can hardly believe I've had them for a year already. And really set me and my family up to cover so many different concerns. So for the month of December, doTERRA usually runs a monthly promotion. For this month, it's a great promotion. If you purchase 200 points worth of oils, and for most products, $1 equals 1 point. However, you want to check that when you're checking out to make sure that the points are at the 200 or more if you're trying to go for a promotion. So for this month, say you bought the Family Physicians Kit, you would get a free frankincense in addition to all the oils in the Family Physicians Kit. And then you'll see here that frankincense is $93 at retail. So this is a huge benefit to be able to get that for free. It's only available in December, but it is available until the 31st, so you still have a few more days for that. In addition, we have a share program. So if you get these oils and then you start talking to people about them like I did, you can earn free product just by telling other people about how awesome these essential oils are. Here's some information about my upcoming classes and webinars. So if you're local to the Pittsburgh area, I can come and do live classes or one-on-one consultations. So you can message me to schedule a class or a consultation. I have some coming up in January, so all that will be posted on my blog or my Facebook page, so feel free to look at that to find some local classes. But in addition to that, I'm doing some webinars in January as well that are similar to this. So on Sunday, January 4th at 8 p.m., I'll be talking about winter skincare. And then on Wednesday, January 21st at 8 p.m., I'm going to be talking about sleep, stress, and sex. So you can find those registration links on Facebook. If there's anybody out there who's interested in free oils, which who isn't, there's an amazing business opportunity available. And when I first started using these oils, I wasn't too sure about this. It wasn't like I had a whole lot of time to fill. But I was already naturally talking about the oils to people. It seems like health concerns and the weather are two things that people talk most openly about, whether it be on social media or in person. So since people were already talking about them, I felt pretty open to just say, well, you have a headache. Have you tried peppermint for that? Or have you tried frankincense for that? There's other options for you. Did you know that? A lot of times people didn't know and were really excited to learn more. and it has become such an amazing blessing to me and something that I love to do each and every day. This team that I am a part of is one of the largest growing teams in doTERRA. There is a very generous compensation plan, and this company has amazing integrity. I love this company and everything that they do and that they offer. Just like we were talking about with the frankincense before, about how committed they are to not only finding the best frankincense, but they are so committed to everybody that they work with, whether it be their wellness advocates or the people that they are sourcing these oils from. And they are so committed to providing health and wellness to the world. Okay, so I'm here to help. Here's my contact information, my email, my blog, Facebook, Pinterest, and then the Modern Essentials book is a great reference to have on hand. So check your email for more pages from me. This webinar is being recorded, so I'm going to send that out in an email if I can get it uploaded correctly, so hopefully that works. And then just as a little thank you for you guys listening to me tonight, I'm going to give away this Focus Rollerball blend. It's a blend of peppermint and wild orange. And not only is it great for focus, but it's also really great for uplifting your mood and easing digestive discomfort. So anybody who's not already a wholesale member, I'm going to pick a winner and contact you via email. And you can find me on Facebook to find out about more events, like I said. And if you have any questions about what I've shared tonight, please don't hesitate to ask, reach out. I really enjoy talking about these oils and sharing the gift that they are with others. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you all have a very, very Merry Christmas. Have a wonderful week and a great and Happy New Year. Thank you and have a great night.